Hi everyone, and thank you for joining again. In this video I will show you how you can make these super cute and cozy crochet socks. And this is the yarn that I will use for the tutorial. But I will give you all the instruction in centimeter so that you can adjust it for every size and for every yarn and hook that you would like to use. Now, as I said, I will give you the instruction in centimeter, so we will have to take a few measurements. I wear size 37, so my measurements are 23 centimeters from my toe tip to my heel, then round about 5 centimeter toe length. My leg circumference, I don't know how you pronounce it, is 22 centimeters, and the height I will work is the same like the foot length. So this gave me this short little edge here. If you would like to make a longer edge, then you can work 1.5 times the foot length or twice the foot length. Now this measurement here, the heel height, is something I found online, and I will work 5.5 for my size, and for each size up or down you add or deduct 0.5 centimeter. Now, as I said, I will do twice the foot length for my sock, which is 46 centimeter. And we start with our slip knot and then make our starting chain. Which has to be, like we just saw, 46 centimeters long. Now when you reach these lengths, you start in the second chain from the hook and work in slip stitches all the way back. And I try to work very loosely here. It will shrink a little anyway, so my total length will reduce a little bit, but I kept that in mind. When choosing the length of my starting chain. Now this is how you go on until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you chain 1, turn around, and now we only work in the back loop, in this loop here. And again, we work in slip stitches all the way back. And in this way, you just go on and work in rows back and forth. Now you work in rows until you reach round about like 2 centimeters. And this should be roughly half of this size, very roughly. So I think 2 centimeters should be fine for most of the adult sizes, but if you have a very varying measurement here, then you can adjust accordingly. Now 23 centimeters are my foot length. So I set my stitch marker here where the 23 centimeters are. And in this area, we will now start to shape the heel. We always need these 3 stitches before, in and after the stitch marker. And we will pull the thread through all of these 3 stitches. So you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of them. Then slip stitch. And set the marker into the stitch that we just made. And then just go on with slip stitches. Now work to the leg, chain 1 and go back all the way. Then pull through these 3 stitches. Work to the toes, chain 1, go back all the way, and then again pull through these 3 stitches. And in this way you will get this shape for your sock. Now measured in the middle roughly of your heel, you should reach round about 5.5 centimeters for size 37. And as I said, go up or down 0.5 centimeter for other sizes. Then we need our toe length. And set our marker there. So the last row of your heel shaping should be working towards your toes. Now you stop where you placed the stitch marker, chain 1, turn around and go back all the way. For the heel, we won't make any decreases anymore, but we just work one-on-one there. And before you remove the stitch marker, count the stitches from the leg in which the stitch marker is placed and write that down. Then you can remove it. And now go on working one-on-one. Now I worked up to the leg and back to the toes again, and I'm in the very last stitch here, which is quite easy to oversee. So make sure that you get every stitch. And now I will poke in the first stitch that we left out and slip stitch. Then chain, turn around and go back all the way with slip stitches. Then work up to the leg again, chain, go back all the way and pick up the next stitch. Then work another row, pick up the next stitch, and the next and the next and the next. In this way you will row by row pick up all the stitches and you will get this beautiful shape here. So always work to the leg, chain, work to the toes again. This is the stitch that we just picked up. And we will pick up the next stitch. Chain one. So here you can see. Then turn around and slip stitch all the way back. So this is your sock when you picked up all stitches. And here I just want to show you that this very last stitch here is super easy to oversee. So this is the last stitch to pick up. And then your toe shaping is finished for this side. Again, chain one, turn around and go back with slip stitches. Now when this row is finished and we are on the leg again, we take the measurement of our sock, which is 10 centimeters for me. What we just did will be repeated on the other side as well. So we say 10 times 2 is 20 centimeters. So the side that we already have and that we will repeat on the other side gives us 20 centimeters. In total, I need 22 centimeters for this measurement, which means I will now work in rows without increase, decrease or anything, just work in rows for 2 centimeters. Just back and forth slip stitches for 2 centimeters. So 10 centimeters plus 2 centimeters is 12 centimeters. And working towards the toes, set your stitch marker again at your toe length. And now the toe shaping will start again. So we will do the very same like we did on this side. You stop at the stitch marker, go back, and then pick up the next stitch, go back again, and so on. In this way you will get the very same toe shaping like we already did. Then, when you picked up the last stitch, you're working towards the leg, and this is where you set the stitch marker on the very same stitch like on the other side. You remember that I told you write down where we set the stitch marker, and in this same stitch on this side we will now do increases. Since you can't do slip stitch increases, we will make single crochet increases. So we work 1, 2, and 3 single crochet here. This is how it looks like. And then you just go on with slip stitches. Now you work towards the leg, chain 1, go back all the way, and then you will make 3 single crochet in the middle stitch here, this one, 3 single crochet. Then work towards the toes, chain 1, go all the way back, and again, then in the next middle stitch, 3 single crochet. And you do that for the same row number like you did on the other side. So for me this were like 8 rows. So I will do the same row number like I decreased here on the other side. And keep in mind your 2 centimeters from the start where we didn't do any increase or decrease. So this is just to show you that it will look a little strange after the increases, but it will flatten out a little with these last rows that you make. And this is how it then looks, including the last rows. So I did the very same like on the other side. And now we will fold the sock. And slip stitch the 2 sides together. So you poke in the other side and slip stitch. Now poke in the back loop of this side. Then poke in the other side and slip stitch. Can be a little bit difficult sometimes. And you go on like this until you reach the toes. Now at this point you should try on the sock, because you can open it up and add 1 or 2 rows if it's too tight for you. And if everything is fine, you just cut the thread. As you can see, I leave a long tail here. Then pull it through. Then fold your sock so that your current stitch or your tail is sitting in the middle of the other side. And in this place you sew these parts together. Just go back and forth with a few stitches until it is closed. And in the end, you just fold it around, and this is your sock. And that's it. I hope you like your new socks, and if you liked the tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for my channel.